Okay, I think I am live again. This is my second time attempting this. So let's see how it's going. I'm going to see. I'm looking at my phone to see if I can see the live here because I came in before and I don't see that I see anything. So let me go to, I'm on my phone, so I'm going to see if, okay, it looks like, this one, I'm going to delete this one. Okay. All right. Okay. And why does the picture not? Okay. All right. So I am live. I wanted to come to you today. This is Wanda. This is Dice for Connect. Thank you so much for tuning in. Decided to do a live today. It's been a while since I've done a live. So I want to do one today. And it is the Blackout Day for my people in America. They're not spending any money today. So today in Tanzania right now it's March 1st. So I think it's the 28th over there in the West. So I think the blackout is still going on over there. So, but I'm in Africa, and so even though I'm over here, what happens over there affects me over here. So that's why I'm talking about it. Okay, so the blackout. We're not financially spending any money so we can show the power that we have as citizens, that we, and specifically us as Black people, how we spend a lot and we have a large spending power, and they need to consider what we are saying, how we feel, etc. So let's see. 6 views. Okay. Okay, so the first, I started a live and then I had to end it because I did something with the chat and I got rid of the chat. So I'm going to delete that first one and I'll keep this second one. Hey, Lynette Washington, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I hope I didn't delete the wrong one. I'm on my phone and I'm trying to delete. I started a live and I had to end it because I did something to the chat and the chat disappeared. So I couldn't see who was in there. So I had to start all over. So I don't know if I don't know what's going on, y'all. I'm trying. This is kind of new to me. So, but anyway, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's going. I have my phone up so I can check to make sure that everything is still, a-okay. So let me set the phone up before we start talking about the blackout. So yes, I'm learning, Miss Washington. I'm learning. I'm trying to be more tech savvy, but one step at a time. And I've done lives before on this StreamYard, and but it's been a while and I forgot everything. So I was like clicking on stuff and pushing on stuff and everything disappeared and stuff started moving. And I was like, where's the chat? So I had to start it over again, but I got my phone pulled up so I can see. But I don't see the chat actually. I don't see anything happening in there. I see that it's up and people. Anyway, welcome to the channel, family. This is Wanda, the Dice for Connect. I am in Africa, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. I moved from America in 2020, and I've been living here in Dar es Salaam for 5 years in July this year. And I created a company, a business called Diaspora Connect, where I assist those in the West who are interested in relocating, repatriating, visiting Tanzania. I assist those from America to here with all the information that they may need. So basically, I walk through the same steps that I've taken to have been here 5 years. So I'll walk them through let me move over some sort. Okay. So I'll walk them through the steps that I've taken to have been here for 5 years, to have done business, to have, been able to find an apartment and how to function and things that we're used to and how to just manage here. I help them with all that. So basically relocating and or doing business. I help with both of those things. I did come here alone. I came here solo by myself. And so I've just learned to manage. I have been learning to manage here. I have a lot of connections. I have a lot of referrals I can refer people to. So all is well here in Tanzania. But I wanted to do this live because I couldn't think of anything else to talk about. So I decided to talk about the February 28th blackout that we got going on over there in America. Because, I'm standing with my brothers and sisters, even though I'm over here. And, I'm just I like to keep abreast of what everything that's going on over there too. And so I wanted to talk about this February 28th blackout. And I know it's for the companies who do not support DEI, but at the end of the day, I just want to talk about, is it going to be just mainly us patronizing all Black businesses, or going back to Target and going back to Walmart and going back to Amazon or whatever? Because I was listening to one brother and he was like, one day may not be enough. We should be trying to patronize just only mainly Black owned businesses to give them our money versus the ones that don't care nothing about us. So yeah, I just want to talk about that. And even over here in Tanzania, I was thinking maybe I should, patronize just the local, which we do that anyway. We do have a lot of foreigners over here, but at the end of the day, the difference is the foreigners over here, they are nice to us because they want our money. It's crazy because in the West, they don't care. They'll be disrespectful, rude. Even if you want to pay money, sometimes they'll be like, I don't want your money, but the foreigners here in Africa, they like, please come, especially when they see that we're from outside of the country and we're from the West somewhere. They're always nice. They always want us to come to their businesses, and they even try to advertise to us things that we like. It's just like a different world over here. It's like a different world. So but yeah, I wanted to talk about that, the February 28th blackout. How you think it's going, sis? Lynette Washington, I don't know if you are a part or you are participating, but come on in, people. If you're watching, if you're viewing, don't forget the thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. I am not monetized yet because they keep denying me monetization. So I get to try again in March. So we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, I'm still doing videos. I'm still helping people come over to Tanzania. I'm still online. I'm still doing what I got to do to share information, to educate my people, to share my life, my experience, everything. I'm still doing that, even though I'm not monetized. But I do have Cash App. I do have PayPal, and I put the information in the chat. If you want to bless me, donate, that would be a blessing. But in the meantime, I'm still here doing what I got to do because people are leaving the West. And so I just want to, make sure that if they do come here, that they have, it's a lot of us here, but all of us are not online. It's not a whole lot of us online because a lot of people are more private with their lives. And I get that, but it's just so happened that I started online. When I was leaving America, I started recording and doing videos back in 2020. So I just been doing it ever since. And so I'm private, but I'm not. I am, but I'm not. Put it this way. I show online what I don't mind the whole world knowing. That's what I do. Yeah, Lynette, you say you think the community is moving slowly here. Yeah. I am here to share my experience, my life. I want to show my brothers and sisters that if you want to leave, if there's something that you want to do, you can do it. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be even, married. At the time when I came, I was single. And so you don't have to be, you can do it by yourself. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be, maybe a little nervous because, first time leaving the country, but I had not had any visit. I didn't visit here before I came. I just came, and I didn't know the T shillings. I didn't know the money, T shillings. I didn't know the language, Kiswahili. I didn't know anything, but I learned it after being here. So I can help those who come because I know how I felt. So I know how to make sure they have all the things that they need if they do decide to come, whether it's to visit, whether it's to do business, whether it's to relocate, whatever they choose to do. I am here to share my experience and to share anything that they may have questions about. And if you have any questions while we're in this chat and you want to know anything about Tanzania, you can ask me. General stuff, I will answer general information, but I do charge a consultation fee for those who are interested in. Yes, Lynette. Yes, I have walked these steps, and that's what I'm here for, to share. If sometimes people feel like they're too old, right? I came here at 50. I left America at 50. I'm a little bit over 50 now. 55. You know how long I've been here. So, but when I left, I was, I'm like, yeah, I'm going. And I didn't feel like, oh, I'm too old to do this, or I'm too, I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this treatment. I'm tired of being disrespected. I'm tired of race soldiers. I'm tired of white supremacy and all that stuff, and just discrimination. I just got tired of it. I just was fed up with it. And I was like, I'm leaving. I'm taking my little pennies, my little change, my little savings, whatever I had. I was like, I'm making a fresh start. I left everything behind. Everything I've ever known, I left behind. I had a car, furniture, clothes, everything. I left everything behind. Family members, left them behind. Now I do have a son, and he did come visit me last year. Was it last year? Year before last now. He came in 2014. Yeah, he came last year. And he stayed for like 2 weeks because he had to work. But everybody else is grown and they live in their life, and I'm living my life. So this is the choice that I made. And so I can't look back, because I knew that it would get to a point that it is now in America. I knew it would get like bad. It's pretty bad. And I knew it, and I didn't want to be over there trying to leave, trying to make plans and under stress, because I was already feeling anxiety just living there. I just felt a level of anxiety. I never felt peace, never felt comfortable, always felt unsafe. And I lived in Colorado. I lived in Colorado Springs, and it was pretty safe. I didn't have any problems out there. The last, I say 6 to 8 years before I came here, I lived there, but I'm from Newark, New Jersey, and then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. So I lived in Newark, I lived in Atlanta, and then I moved to Colorado Springs. And Colorado Springs was pretty safe. It was a pretty nice place, but I still felt anxiety. I was in America, I always felt like nervous. I always felt anxious. I always felt like somebody's out to get me. I don't know. It was just I just never felt like at peace and happy and comfortable with my life. So I just was like, I need to change. And I did get a spiritual awakening, a spiritual download. And that's another reason why I decided to leave, because it was a spiritual calling to come out of America. It was a spiritual awakening that, hey, Chosen Spiritual, welcome to the channel. Y'all don't forget to thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. So I felt a spiritual calling to come out of America back in 2018. And I woke up to the truth about who I really am and who we really are, the children of Israel. I woke up to that back in 2017. Then I got the calling in 2018. And so I was like, yeah, I've never been to Africa. I don't know anything about it. So I just started researching. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I have not done a live in so long. I was doing lives more often, but now it's been a while, and now I'm trying to navigate this online stuff, this live. So, but I was just sharing how I got a spiritual calling to come out of America back in 2017, and then I left in 2020. But I was planning, and I was just praying about it. And I heard the Most High speak to me. He spoke to me one time. I was in church, and I think I told the story on one of my videos, but I was in church and I was praising. I was singing. I used to sing in the praise team at church. And so I was praising and singing and praising, and all in the midst of praising on the stage, he starts speaking to my mind in the middle of it, saying, "You know, you're not from America." And I'm like, really? And I'm having this whole conversation while I'm on the stage praising and singing. It's weird. You can do more than one thing at one time. It's weird, but you would think. I think I was praising, but I was kind of like in the spirit, and so he just started speaking to me. He was like, "You know, you're not from America," and I was like, "I'm not. Where am I from then?" I was like, "Well, where am I from in my mind?" And he's like, "You from Africa." That's what I heard, and so I was like. And then in my mind, I start asking all these questions like, what Africa? Where? I don't know anything. Like all these questions start coming to my mind, and it got quiet. I didn't hear anything else. And so after that, I started researching Africa, searching to find out. Welcome, Rebecca Renner. Welcome. Yes. Yes, you can email me, Rebecca, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. Diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. I do consultations and I can share the steps I took to come here, but I start researching different African countries. And then they had Ghana. They had the year return in 2019. And I said, I'm going there. I went there 2018. It was either 2018 or 2019. I forget the year return. I visited Ghana for 2 weeks. I went there. I fell in love with Africa. I said, yes, I'm moving here, but I don't know where. I don't know how. So I had to go back, figure out what my plan was. Had to get my money together. I was like, Father, how I'm going to do this? How I'm going to do this? You gotta help me with this. And I booked another trip I was going to go to South Africa next, because even though I went to Ghana, it just wasn't. I didn't feel Ghana in my spirit. I didn't feel like maybe that's where my ancestors sojourned. Maybe that's where I'm supposed to be. I didn't feel that about Ghana. So I said, let me keep trying. I got a flight to South Africa. Then COVID hit. COVID hit at the beginning of 2019. February, it started trickling into America. And so my flight was in May of 2020. And so after COVID hit in February, they kept canceling my flight. And so I found out that Tanzania was the only African country open. Tanzania was the only one open. Okay, Rebecca. All praises to the Most High, Rebecca. But I just was like, I said Tanzania is the only country open, and their president at the time was Magufuli. He spoke Swahili, but he was like, he wasn't down with the jabs. He wasn't down with the West. I was like, yeah, I need to go there. So, yup. So I said, that's the country I want to go to because it's the only one open on the continent. So in 2020, I got them to, I called the Qatar Airways, and they changed my flight from South Africa to Tanzania because they had a hub in Dar es Salaam where I am. And so I was like, perfect. Didn't have to pay any money or anything. They changed my flight, and I was coming here instead of South Africa, and I came here in June of 2020. I could not speak Swahili, y'all. I didn't know the money. I didn't know the language. I didn't know anything. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my chance with the people over here. I say I'd rather take my chance over here because they're not under any kind of, this country's open. When I say it was like a normal life, it was like everybody all over the world was masked up, 6 foot in the house, locked up. And Tanzania was normal. It was like everybody was going to the beach. People was living together. Nobody was sick. Nobody was passing away. Nothing was going on. And people was putting all these reports out in America. Oh, it's bad. It's this, it's that. And I'm like, that's not true. So it was like I was doing videos over here showing people that's not true. That's not true. So, I was over here and I saw the lies that the West tries to tell on Africa because I was living it. I'm like, I'm right here. Nobody's sick. You didn't even hear people coughing. Nobody was sick here. And I'm like, this is so unbelievable. It was like I was in a different world because I was looking online and all these countries was locked down. People was dying. It was so much going on, but it was nothing going on over here. So I was like, yeah, this is the blessed. I said, this is the blessed land. This is where I need to be. Father, you brought me to the blessed land. And this is the time where most of the Black people were leaving America and they came. Yes. And this is the time, 2020 was the largest number of Black people around the world that ever came to this country. These people in this country had never seen, a lot of them never seen us before. They never seen Black people from other places before. And so they just couldn't, they couldn't understand that we were from like Mzungu land. Mzungu was white people. They call white people Mzungu, right? We're from Mzungu land. Like we live with white people. That's what they call all the countries that are European. That's Mzungu, Mzungu land. That's where white people live. And so they never seen us, but they got to meet African Americans. It was Black British here. It was Jamaicans here. It was a lady from the Netherlands. She was Black. It was Black people from all over. They was running to Tanzania because it was the only country open, and they was trying to escape COVID, and they didn't want to be like on lockdown. They didn't want to do the jab. They didn't want to do the lockdown. They didn't want to do the 6 feet distance. They didn't want to do all that. I have never done that, y'all. I got here in June of 2020, so I didn't even have a chance to be like masked up or 6 feet, or definitely not no jabs. Definitely, I don't mess with no jabs. So, and when you come here, you didn't need no jabs. When you come, Tanzania don't require no shots, none. They don't require any shots. And so that's another good thing about the country. And even when it was open, they wasn't even testing. People were coming here in the droves and they was not testing. People was coming from China. It was people coming from everywhere. China, all these different, well, they didn't come as much because they didn't like MAGA food. But people from all over the world was coming here. And they was trying to escape the jab and trying to escape all the madness. And it was so beautiful here. It was so peaceful, y'all. It was like a different world, I'm telling you. And I said, Father, I know this is where you wanted me to be. I just knew this is where he wanted me to be. And so I wasn't rich. I didn't have a lot of money. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of money at all. I mean, you wouldn't believe me if I told you how little I had. Yeah, how little money I had. You wouldn't believe me. But he provided for me, y'all. I had to walk by faith. Today, family, today I got to walk by faith. And I've been here 5 years in July this year. I have been having to walk by faith. I wasn't rich. I didn't have a lot. People think because when you leave the country and you come somewhere, you got to be rich. You don't. You can be middle class. I guess I could say I was kind of like middle class. I was making decent money. I was working at Ford Motor Credit Company. So I was working at the finance company. So I was making decent money, good benefits. But what I did was I saved money through my 401k. So when COVID hit, I was over here and I actually came on a vacation. I came on a 2-week vacation, but I knew in my heart, I'm not going back. So I got rid of everything before I left. And I was looking at all my furniture and I was like, Father, I was saying to the Most High, I was like, Father, this is all my stuff. I'm leaving all my stuff. And he said to me, leave that stuff. That's Babylonian stuff. He said, I'm going to give you back all that stuff. And everything that I left, except my car, everything that I left, I got back here. Like, because it was furniture, a bed, couch, dining room table, all that stuff I got here. And so, hey, Lady J. Shabbat Shalom to you too. So I left everything behind. And my car, I had a Volkswagen Jetta. I love that car. And I was like, I really didn't want to, but I was like, I gotta go. So I left everything and everybody. And I didn't tell anybody. Y'all supposed to be coming here on a 2-week vacation. I didn't tell anybody but one person. And I had to tell her because she had to take my computer back to work for me. because I was working from home. She had to take my computer back to work for me, so I had to tell her. But I didn't tell my family, nobody. I just left. And because I knew that they were going to try to talk me out of it. That's why I couldn't tell them, because the Most High was telling me, you need to do this. I need you to do this. And if I would have told people, they would have talked me out of it. So I didn't tell anybody until I got over here. And y'all, when I got over here, I fell in love with this country. When I say I fell in love with this country, y'all, it's so peaceful. I haven't had experienced any kind of race soldiers, racism, white supremacy, discrimination, none whatsoever. Now, we do experience being overcharged. So I could tolerate that. I could tolerate that more than I could tolerate white supremacy. I could tolerate somebody want to overcharge me because they hear me speak English. You know, they think I'm rich and they want to overcharge me, because I could always walk away and say, no, no, thank you. I don't have to give people my money. That's another thing. It's your choice who you want to give your money to. If you feel like somebody's overcharging you and you feel like they're charging you extra because you speak English, you go somewhere else and you compare prices. You go to this place, and that place, and get all the prices. And then you decide who is the lowest price, right? You get it from that person. So you have that choice to do that. So you don't have to be a victim because you are a foreigner over here. So you don't have to be a victim. It's ways around all of that. But you need somebody who lives here, who can tell you how to manage, you know. And that's what I'm here for. I'll tell you how to buy your stuff, how to finagle, how to get the best price. You want to buy a large ticket item, a washing machine, a refrigerator, a car, a motorcycle, a Bajaji, whatever you want to buy. It's a way you have to do it. You can't do it like you do it in the West, in America. You have to have a local with you that can negotiate for you while you're there. You just can't talk. That's kind of how it rolls. If they hear one word of English, then you're going to get a high price. If they don't hear no words of English, you'll get a local price. That's how it goes. If you know Swahili, that will help you out. It'll help you to a point, because if you talk too much and they figure out, thank you, Chosen Spiritual. Thank you so much. I've helped so many people to come here, y'all. I know I've helped thousands of people. I haven't kept track. It's too many emails to keep track. But if I go through my email list since 2020, I know I've helped thousands of people to come here. Even if they didn't stay, they at least came to visit. They either came to visit, they either relocated, they either are doing business. One of the three things that I've consulted with them about, or I have referred them. So some people will call me when they get here. So they may know somebody else, right? They get all the passport, they know all that, visa on arrival. That's the good thing. All you need in America is a passport. When you get to Tanzania, you get a visa on arrival. You don't have to do nothing else. You don't need no shots. So it's easy. You come here, you come in the country, you get your visa, your multi-visa, which is like $100, and it's good for a whole year, meaning you don't have to pay if you say for instance, you're going back and forth to the US for a whole year. Whenever you come back to Tanzania within that year, you don't have to pay extra money. A lot of other people, if they don't get a multi-visa, they got to pay $50 every time they come into the country for that visa. But with US passports, you pay $100 and you get a multi-visa. You can leave and come in for a whole year. Just once a year, you just have to renew your visa. So, but yeah, it's just that simple. And y'all, the value of the dollar is good here. So for every $1 US is 2,600 T shillings. 2,600 T shillings. And so that means that, like for me, I have a 2-bedroom apartment. I have 2 bedrooms and 2 bathroom apartment. My rent is $200 a month, y'all. $200 a month. That's it. And you can even get a place if the further away from the city you go, you can get a place for less than that. The closer to the major cities, like I'm out $400, $500, $600. That's high. That's high for here. And a lot of the Americans, they rent here is $600, $500, $600, $700, and that's still cheaper than the West. So, but then after they're here, if they want to live here, they want to, move out a little bit because they don't want that high rent. They want to use that money on other things. And you just have rent is outstanding, and you just have to oh yeah, South Africa. Yeah, check and see if they have a multi-visa. I think that they have. Yeah, I don't know how theirs work, but I heard it's pretty easy in South Africa too. The only thing about the only thing about South Africa is the value of the money is not as good as here. You have to, if you decide you want to come to the continent anywhere, you got to look at the value of the money, because you got USD, especially if you got set income, retired, then you straight. But if you have a business, or you don't have your money, like me, I'm not retirement age yet. I'm not 60 something yet. So I'm not there yet. But so I need my income. I need the value of my US dollar to be strong. I can't live in an expensive, I don't want to live in an expensive African country, because you'll end up spending almost kind of like the same that you would spend in America. So if you go to Nairobi, if you go to some places in South Africa, some of the major cities, their prices, Accra, the prices are high. So that means you might end up spending kind of close to what you spend in the US. But here in Tanzania or Uganda's good. Uganda's value of the money is better than Tanzania. Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, Zambia, the East African countries are the cheapest. The East African countries, the value of the US dollar is still strong on the East African side, but on the West African side, I think it's still good on some of those. Like I think the Gambia is pretty good. I know Accra is expensive because there's a lot of us moving there. Wherever we move, it's going to be expensive. So just check the value of the money. If you got money like that, then you can go ahead and move to that place. But you got to consider the value of the US dollar to their currency. Whatever it's the rand, it's how to compare the rand to the US dollar to see how much it is. And then you may get more value of your money if you move somewhere that the value is higher. So that's why another reason why I like Tanzania, because it's the value of the USD is still strong. So with the little bit, like me, I mainly get consultations, and I charge like 60 USD for 60 minutes for a consultation. So the value of that $60 can go longer here. I could do a lot more with $60 here than I would be able to do in Nairobi, which is right next door. Kenya is right next door to Tanzania, but the value is not it's not as good as Tanzania. So any city that's very developed, the value is not going to be, the US value is the US dollar, the value is not going to be as good. But if you move outside of the city, then you'll get better prices. But some people say they spend close to like some of their rents and stuff in like Nairobi and Accra and even some places in South Africa. Sometimes their rent is like not far off from what we pay in the US. So just consider that if you kind of like don't have a lot of income. If you got, like me, I had savings, right? I had savings and I was doing consultations. So what I was doing is, when I get the money for the consultations, I was just saving it with my savings. So, to keep money coming, but it's slow because consultations, consultations is like, it's unstable. I don't know when I'm gonna get one. I might get some, I might get one a month. I might get two a month. If I get three a month, that's outstanding. I just never know. But whenever I do, I'm saving it. I'm still living on a budget. And because it's cheaper here, you can manage with little. I think the hardest and most difficult part when staying in Tanzania is figuring out how you're going to be able to stay. If you are elder and if you are retired or something like that, or you have streams of income, you can manage. But if you have like no income and just savings, you just have to figure out how you can generate income. So you have your savings and then you generate income, and that'll be going in your savings savings, the little you get. And you live off of very little. Your rent is the largest amount you're going to pay. The largest amount is your rent, and you pay that 3 to 6 months. Most of the landlords require 3 to 6 months. If you want to pay for a year, you can. I wouldn't recommend it. I always recommend people just pay 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months rent. So, but yeah, I supposed to be talking about this February 28th blackout, but we're talking about Tanzania, and that's fine, because if people are interested, and I don't want them to feel like they don't, each country has some diaspora in it that can help you. So whatever country you decide you want to go to, South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, like we everywhere. So you can reach out to people that you feel comfortable with, and they can give you advice. They can help you get situated. I have I guess my target market seems like it's more single women and like some couples, but it's mainly women by themselves, because they saw that I did it, and then they like, okay, I don't at first they're like, I don't have the courage to travel by myself to try to relocate, but then when they see that I have done it, then they're like, let me reach out to her because she can show me, so yeah. But yeah, I'm here if anybody's interested. I would say at least visit. You have to make sure you check the currency conversion though. You want to get the best price for your US dollar while it's still strong. You want to get the best price. You don't want to go somewhere and your money is not right. Especially after when you say you want to relocate. But if you feel like it'll be easier in South Africa, even though the value is more, or in Kenya, even though the value is not as good as Tanzania, but you feel like that's probably more for you, then go for that. I mean, if you don't, you can always leave and visit another country. When you're on a continent, if things are, you feel like I want to try another country, there are so many countries here. If you go to South Africa, you got Namibia, Botswana, you got all those countries down there. You're in the East Africa, you got Tanzania, Zambia, you got Kenya, you got Uganda, Rwanda. I mean, you got places that you can visit just to test it out and see, do I feel more comfortable here? Do I like it better here? And it's diaspora everywhere. It's a lot of us here in Tanzania. A lot of us are not online. And a lot of people don't, they're more private, and I get it. But for me, I've been online since 2020, so I'm not like afraid or anything. And I share, you have to know what to share and what not to share. I'm learning what you should share and what you don't share. I mean, for me, it's business also, even though I'm helping, it's a business. Oh, yeah, Thailand. I heard good things about Thailand too. It's a lot of us over there too. It's a lot of us in Thailand, and people are going to Panama. My sister's going to Panama. And that's only 5 hours from the US. She said Panama was nice. It's a nice black people in Panama. It's a nice group. Panama, Barbados. What else? Some people are doing the Caribbean. So if that's, check that out. But always look at when you're looking for a country, always look at the value of the US dollar. So you can check your budget. You check your finances, what you got saved, whatever, or how much you got coming in, and then you can kind of have an idea of what the value of the money will be. That's very important. A lot of people don't think about that when they move to certain places, but it's very important for you to, at least, especially if you don't have a lot of money, if you kind of like, you got savings, but you're still trying to figure out your streams of income is kind of inconsistent. You want to make sure that you're in a country that holds the value of the US dollar right now, is still holding. And one thing I can say is Tanzania has not signed with BRICS yet. Not that they won't, not that I know of right now. So we still okay with the US dollar right now. But you go to some of them countries that signed on with BRICS, that the value of the US dollars, like in South Africa, is probably going to go down a good amount, because they signed with BRICS. They're part of BRICS. So you got to consider that too. So it's a lot of things to consider, but just pray about it. The Father will lead you. Hopefully you trust in the uncreated creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to lead and guide you, because he will tell you where to go, or show you, or lead you. And I'm here if you have any questions. The topic was supposed to be the blackout. I was thinking, after the blackout, then what? Is everybody going to go back to buying from the DEI rejects, the DEI rejects? So is everybody going to just start finding? I thought that they would let's just start trying to find Black-owned businesses and support them. That would be a good idea too. Yes, Lady J. So hopefully there's a plan after this February 28th blackout, because sometimes when they see, these wicked leaders, sometimes when they see that you are standing on business, they'll try to be even more cruel with, firing and all that stuff. And so I'm so glad that I left when I did, because I foresaw that it would get bad like this. I foresaw that things would be really bad. And of course, not only that, the scriptures say that things would get bad, but I just felt like I was like, yeah, I got to go. I knew it was time for me to leave. And I'm glad I left when I did, because I would be stressed out over there. I would be stressed out over there. I was already stressed out over there without all this going on. So yeah, it would really have affected me emotionally, mentally. It's stressful. Stress is dangerous. Stress is dangerous. So we have to try to put ourselves in a place where we have a backup plan, something in case things fall apart over there, and they possibly will, that you'll have another place that you can go to, even if it's close. The Bahamas, for example, is part of the US, but at least it's a little bit away, so just got to have another place to go. And I don't know about Canada and Mexico now, because they've fallen out with the US. So that's messing up opportunities for us to be able to go there, because, they beefing with each other. And that means that the citizens might not be as welcoming to us when we go into those different places, those different countries, Canada, Mexico. We trying to go over there, and the people might be like, why y'all coming over? So it's just making it hard for us, the ones who want to maybe leave and go somewhere close, so yeah. But please do me a favor and share, and subscribe, thumbs up, hit on the notification bell so you can be notified. So whenever I do a live, I'm gonna start doing more lives. I want to chat more. I haven't done one in a while, and I was like, let me do a live. No, I'm not monetized, but eventually, hopefully I will. I don't know, they keep denying me, but I think they holding a grudge against me, because back in 2020, I was kind of showing stuff the opposite of what they were saying. They were saying everybody was dying over here in Tanzania and all this different stuff, but nobody was, because I was over here. Nobody was sick. Nobody was in the hospitals was empty. The hospitals was literally empty, y'all. And they had this stuff called Covidol that you can get from the pharmacy, and they made that here, and it was called Covidol, and people would take it. It's like it was some kind of natural drink. They didn't even have the ingredients on it, because they didn't want people to mimic it. And for some reason, I believe it was that stuff. Remember, they said that one of these presidents had created a cure. One on the continent, I think it was one of these presidents had created a cure back then, and I think that maybe he sent some over here, because it's in the pharmacy even to this day. It's called Covidol, but you can't ship it, because I was showing people, and you can't ship it. And then the ingredients are not on it. But for me, when we drank it, it gave me that it had like a ginger. I know ginger was in it. I could taste ginger in it, but I don't know all the different ingredients in it, because it wasn't listed. So people won't copy it, you know. But yeah, I think that they held a grudge from my channel since then, because I was showing the opposite of what they were saying. And so I think they still hold, they got my account marked from that. Yeah, yep. The US is creating enemies and we are stuck in the middle. Exactly. Even though we can say, you know, we don't have nothing to do with that. You know, that's why I keep emphasizing Black people ain't got involved. They're not involved in this fight that the US got going on. The Black Americans are not involved. I make sure I make that a point on my channel. We not involved. We trying to get out of there too. We trying to stay out the way too. They harassing us too. They on our backs too. They've been on our backs from day one. So we not involved. So we taking out, don't take it out on us when we leave and go to different countries and go to visit different places. Don't take it out on us. Yes, yes, we are. We should have been sitting back. But it's never too late to step back and take a seat and back and let them, because this war they got going on, is that's them white folks. Let them white folks fight each other. That's them. We ain't got nothing to do with that. We just want our reparations so we can leave. All we asking for is our reparations. That's all. We don't want nothing else from y'all, because you don't want to give us none anyway. So, but yeah, so anyway, just want to do this video. So hopefully after this February 28th blackout, we will see and hear the damage that has been done, that will continue to be done, because some people are already suffering. Y'all know Target and Walmart are already falling apart. But I'm hoping that some other companies will feel this. And I don't know what we need to do from here, because a lot of people getting laid off. A lot of federal workers, a lot of people are losing their jobs. So I feel for them. But I knew it was going to get to this point. So just have to just look out for you and your family. Stay in prayer, make wise decisions, and have a backup plan, and have another place to go to. When things fall apart over there, you'll have someplace else to go, and you can watch from afar like I'm doing. I just watch things falling apart from afar. Not that it won't affect me, because I'm still a citizen. I'm just over here, still a citizen, because they don't have Tanzania, unfortunately, they don't have dual citizenship. So you have to be on like a residency permit. So you have to renew a residency permit every 2 years. They don't have citizenship. So they don't have dual citizenship. And I'm not leaving. I'm not letting my citizenship go, because I need my money. I need my whatever I'm supposed to get. I need. So I need that passport. So I'm not ditching that, you know. So, but I just don't want to be over there, because things are not good over there, and they're not good to us, and we're not treated correctly over there. We're not treated fairly. So, but anyway, yeah, so that's all. Email me at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. I do relocation and business consultations, as well as if you want to travel, I can give you advice on that. Yeah. So I do charge a consultation fee. 1 hour is 60 minutes, $60 for 60 minutes or 1 hour consultation. And I just help you and give you the information that you need. If you want to visit, if you want to relocate, if you want to do business, I'll walk you through the steps of what I have done to have been here this year, 5 years in July. So, but all is well. I'm at home. It's evening here, but I wanted to come on during the time where most of my subscribers are in the US and up and about. So I wanted to go ahead and do this live, but I'm going to end this live. I just wanted to have you guys lay eyes on me, to say hello and chat with you. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll do another video or a live in the next couple of days. I said I was going to start trying to do my videos outside, because people seem to like the nature. In my yard, I can sit in different places. There's a lot of greenery, a lot of trees, and people seem to like that. So I'm going to try to do my next video outside, where we could get some sunlight and you can see the beautiful trees and hear the birds and all that good stuff. So, okay, so I'm going to end this. Thank you so much for all those who tuned in. Thank you to my faithful subscribers. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next live or the next video. Take care. Stay in prayer. Hi, Carl D. It is difficult. You have to have like a business or some kind of business. Nice seeing you too, Lady J. You have to have some kind of business or retirement monies. You can get a retirement permit, or you have to, create a business. You have to be an investor. You know, if you have kids in school, student visa for the kids, but you have to have an idea of how to stay here. Otherwise, you'll have to leave every 90 days. And so, go to Kenya, or some people do that. They go to Kenya, they go to Uganda, Rwanda, whatever close. They'll go stay for a little bit, and then they come back or whatever. But that's what you will have to do if you don't get a residency permit. So it is not the easiest thing, but you have to have a plan. You have to be kind of strategic in what you want to do. So you have to think about what you want to do here. You want to be an investor, you want to have a business. The business route is kind of good because if you have a business, then that's a way for you to make income, as well as you can stay and get a residency permit to stay on your business if you decide. So, you want to come, how are you going to make money? People can work online or whatever, and that's good and everything, or you have streams of income, that's perfect. But if you have a business, you have a way to generate money. You can have different businesses under one business. If you got one local partner, you can open up the 4 companies underneath it. So you can have ways to generate additional incomes besides the incomes online. So creating a business is a good idea. A lot of people don't want to do it because they're like, I don't want to do a business. But if you don't have means to have money, if you don't have a lot of money coming in, how are you going to make money? Because you can't really work here. You have to create a business, and it can be a small business. Hi, Miss Robinson. Angelette. Hey, Angelette. Okay, you said, can I do video apartment rentals? How much per month? Best places to rent? How they look inside? If you go on, I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put this in Angeletta Robinson. I'm gonna put this site right now in the chat. Go to this site. They have rentals in this site. It's called GGCO. So I'm going to put it in the chat for you to go look at it. JI.co.tz. Okay. It says having trouble connecting. Please check. What is that all about? But anyway, okay. Did you see that? Okay, Angela. So if you go to ggco.tz, if you go there, then it gives you all the different apartments, all the different 1, 2, 3 bedrooms in different locations. And you can see the prices. It'll give you a range. Closer to the cities, it's going to be more expensive. It is expensive. It is expensive for these $500 a year for a. That's how much it called D. That is the amount that it is for a residency permit every 2 years. It's roughly 500. 500 USD every 2 years. It's 500 for every 2 years if you're on a residency permit. So that's for every 2 years. It's just expensive to do these residency permits and stuff. So you have to plan accordingly. Just have to plan and think about what you want to do. Think about your finances. Think about how because if you got income coming in and you work online or whatever, you can leave the country every 90 days until you figure out what you want to do. You can do that, so it's something you just need to think through and plan for. If you got income coming in, if you create a business, that's a little income coming in. But when you first come, if you have the money, it's best to get things set up so where you can pay for all that. And then every 2 years you pay for whatever visa that you have. And you'll be an investor. You have money coming in. You have a little business. Sometimes it don't generate a lot of money right off. Like me, I have a consultation business, and it's unpredictable. Sometimes some months it's really good. Some months I don't do much. Some months so it's up and down. But you just have to have streams of income, different ways to have money, and then just be on a kind of a budget. You stay on a budget. So it's workable. It's something that's doable if that's something that you want to do. You have to work through it. But because the value of the US dollar is better here in Tanzania, you have more money to you can work with it. You can budget a little bit, especially if you don't have a lot of money. You can budget a little bit better. That's why you can't be in a African country that's very, like expensive, like these major cities. They're pricey. I mean, because the money that you spend in, you got to consider that you're getting these residency permits, and and you got to get this permit and this work permit and this and that. So you got to consider that in the city that you want to relocate to. So you don't want to go somewhere that's so expensive, even though it's not as expensive as the West, but you're trying to find the lowest, the country with the best value for your US dollar, so you can be able to get things done without feeling, stressed out. Okay, Miss D, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. And I can share with you, but I know for the residency permits, they pay it's $500 for every 2 years. And then the business one or your business, I think it's a little bit more. It could be, I think it's like $1,000 for every 2 years, or maybe less. But because the currency, it fluctuates, but yeah, it's every 2 years. So if you have a business, it kind of might balance out. You're making your money or whatever, and you got other incomes coming in or whatever it is. And then after 2 years, you can have like a little savings to where I'm going to put every month, I'm going to put this little bit aside for my permit every 2 years. Put a little bit aside every month for my permit, for $500 permit every 2 years. You set that money aside. So it's workable. You just have to be on a budget, and you just have to know what all you need, like the different amounts that you need. Once you get everything set up, then you can. So it's all about budgeting and all about finding the country that is the value of the US dollar is the strongest for you. If it's something that you want to do to relocate, it's workable, because on the continent anywhere, the food is going to be better. The air quality is going to be better. So that's a plus, because that means your health is going to be, you can improve your health by eating, the right foods and stuff. Sure, your diet is, healthy, so you don't have to deal with a lot of sicknesses from bad eating, bad diets. So, all right. So thank you so much. Email me, and we can schedule a consultation if you're interested. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll do another video in the next couple of days or another live. Thank you everyone for taking the time to view my content and my channel. See you guys in the next video or the next live. Shalom, everybody.